Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about something that's been kind of going on, I guess, over the last few days. I don't know if you guys have seen the video yet, but MrBeast on November 24th put out a video called $456,000 Squid Game in Real Life. It is a 26 almost minute long video in which MrBeast recreated some of the most popular sets and games from the viral show Squid Game on Netflix, and he had a bunch of participants and everything. And the person who won the entire thing ended up with $456,000. Of course, other money was given out. People who made it to a certain round got like $2,000. I think at least one person got like $10,000 for making it really deep into the tournament or whatever here. And yeah, it was a really crazy video. I mean, for the fact only that also within 4 days, the video has surpassed 100 million views. I don't know if you guys realize how absurd that is, how insane that is, but pretty much the only YouTuber on the platform who's gonna jump in with 100 million views in 4 days on one video, it's pretty much only really gonna be MrBeast. I mean, at this point, I really don't think there's any contest to it. MrBeast has to be the greatest YouTuber of all time. I mean, the things that he does with his content are just, it's not really possible for people to keep up. And when you look at the like to dislike ratio on this video, which of course, you know, dislikes will be private here soon, but it has 9.1 million likes and 42,000 dislikes, okay? So it's a blowout. Stop the fucking count, you know what I'm saying, bro? People love this video. It really was, honestly, a pretty good video. It is right now still number 6 on trending for me. And it's pretty much been like a top 5, top 10 trending video since it came out back on November 24th. Well, it turns out that MrBeast actually got a little bit of controversy / flack for this. It turns out a lot of people actually really have a problem with this video, and they have made it very clear. They actually, in fact, think that, you know, MrBeast is, some of them at least, think that he's, you know, a fraud or something, because he used Squid Game for a video. So, if you haven't seen Squid Game, I've watched through the entire thing. It was a pretty good show, I will say. It was a little bit overhyped, but it is still a good show. One of the predominant messages of the show seems to be like this anti-capitalist message, okay? Or kind of, I should say, for better clarity here, it's more or less like a criticism of capitalism. So people have gotten kind of, you know, I guess mad that MrBeast would use a show that inherently kind of criticizes capitalism to kind of benefit from capitalism. And it really doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why this even needs to be a fucking controversy in the first place, why we even really need to have this discussion, because it really is one that doesn't need to be had. But I mean, you guys know how Twitter is, you know how the internet is. Anything can be the new topic of discussion where people are pissed off about something, right? Everyone always needs something to be mad about online, and well, I guess MrBeast was just lucky enough to be caught in the crossfire this time around. So yeah, they're kind of upset because this show preaches, you know, this anti-capitalist criticism, but yet MrBeast is benefiting from it. And this argument doesn't make sense to me for numerous reasons, okay? The first one being, you do not have to inherently, I guess, abide by the message of a show to recreate it or enjoy it anyway. For instance, you can benefit from things that you can also criticize. I think pretty much everyone can kind of see, you know, capitalism, it's not a perfect system. You know, a lot of people, they live in poverty, or they go hungry, or companies will prioritize profit over everything, even if that means, you know, damaging, you know, cities or water supplies or the world in general. There are some inherent downsides to capitalism. There are, of course, also some positives to capitalism and some pros that can be debated. Truth be told, I'm not here to fucking debate whether or not capitalism is the best form of economy in the world or the best ideology to follow. I'm not here for that. And I kind of feel like that's how MrBeast was too. So yes, the show did have this, I guess, criticism or whatever, but apparently he's in the wrong for wanting to recreate it. So the argument's kind of funny, because if that's the case, literally everyone who watched and enjoyed Squid Game whatsoever is actually inherently guilty of funding capitalism and supporting capitalism. So for instance, if you bought a Netflix membership, which might I add, it's not a necessity, right? I get it, you know, you can't really debate the necessities. People have to buy food, people have to buy water, things like that, I get that. But your ass doesn't have to buy a Squid Game Netflix membership, right? That's a want, not a need, okay? So when you spend that, whatever it is, $14.99 a month or whatever, where the fuck do you think that money's going? You think that money's getting redistributed to people who need it? No, it's going to a billion-dollar company, okay? some old guys in a suit are kicking their fucking feet back laughing and watching the numbers rise, okay? So anyone who watched this show at all inherently gave capitalism a small benefit. Even if it's just a small benefit, you still did it, right? I mean, you basically indulged at this point. So the argument already starts to kind of collapse on itself at that point, but then you start to consider some of the other things that were said. It's been all about this whole, oh, he's missed the point of the show, as if that fucking matters. It's like, you can actually recreate things and, like, find enjoyment and, like, inspiration from things without inherently, like, directly acknowledging the, I guess, message behind whatever it is. So what MrBeast did, right, is he saw that Squid Game was blowing up, and what's the best business move for him? Fuck it, let's recreate literally the show for YouTube, and let's get sponsors in on it and everything, and let's make this crazy-ass video and give some money away and redo this. That's literally what it was. It wasn't a, well, I mean, the show inherently is criticizing capitalism, so I'm not technically sure that we would be allowed to do this. As if you have to just automatically, I guess, fall into line with whatever the show says. Which, once again, if we're being really technical here, nobody who's watched the show at all has done, considering that they paid to do so. Now, a lot of people are using, I guess, the defense for MrBeast that, well, he raises a lot of money, you know what I mean? He's been raising all this money for charities, and he's been giving this money away to people. He's given people cars and all kinds of different things, right? Well, for some reason, I guess the rebuttal to that is, well, he could have taken all of the money that it would take to make or recreate the Squid Game show, and he could have given it all to charity or given it all away. Yeah, okay, well, if that's the case, then take all of the fucking free money in your wallet and just start giving it to everybody, right? MrBeast claims that this video took $3.5 million of funding to create, which honestly, I believe him. They put a lot into it, and it shows. So apparently he was supposed to give away $3.5 million because that would benefit the world more than having this Squid Game recreation YouTube video. Well, technically you can use that point for anything, right? You can use that fucking point for anything. How come everyone who's watched Squid Game isn't giving their $15 a month not to Netflix but instead to charity? I mean, you don't have to you don't have to worry about Netflix and things like that because it's not a necessity. Why don't you just give that money to someone who needs it? I've noticed that this message that gets preached often about how, oh, well, he should just give all this money away, right? He should give all this money away instead of recreating these videos and making all this free entertainment for people. These are the last people who will ever do anything like that. How many of these people do you think donate to charity? People who are saying, oh, he should be giving that money away. How many of them do you think have a free $5 in their wallet when they go through the checkout at the grocery store, and when the cashier says, hey, would you like to give $1 to those kids dying of cancer in the hospital? How many of the people preaching about giving that money away do you think are giving that fucking dollar over? Or better yet, giving that $5 they don't need over? How many times do you think that happens? Once again, let's acknowledge the fact that he's raising $30 million for ocean plastic cleanups, okay? He's raised however much money to plant trees around the world. He's given away millions, honestly at this point it might even be in the tens of millions of dollars worth of shit to people in all of his YouTube videos. He's legitimately one of the most charitable people on the planet, but apparently he's not doing enough because he's not giving away all of this money that could have been used to recreate this Squid Games for this video, right? One thing these people also just love to ignore is the fact that he needs that money in order to recreate other videos and other topics and to make more content so that he can continue to make money that he can then give to charity or give out to people through the videos and things like that. Do you think he just had $3.5 million fucking laying around? No, there was a reason that Brawl Stars sponsor was in that fucking video. He doesn't just have money magically appearing in his goddamn pockets and everything, right? I don't know where these people think that he gets money from, or like how it appears, or how these videos are made. I'm gonna assume the vast majority of them have never attempted to fund anything that they've ever created before, but it takes money to make money, okay? It's as if these people think that, like, his point of his video should be to, like, realize all of these issues with capitalism and point out these things like the show does or whatever, right? As if it's not about him trying to make money because it's literally his fucking job and business, and, like, he doesn't want 100 million people to like a video that he made, okay? I don't understand why everything now has to be, like, inherently political. As if nobody can just make something just because they fucking enjoy the premise. And they just want to see how it would work or how it would work for a YouTube video or something like that, right? It's as if anyone on planet Earth can just magically do what MrBeast does, right? I mean, like here in the United States, only half of American households even donate to charity in the first place. Half. I understand a lot of people are in unfortunate situations and there are a lot of families where like money is tight and stuff, but if you want to be really technical, virtually everybody is in a position to help somebody else, and only half of all American households even fucking attempt in the first place, so I don't understand why MrBeast has to be the end-all be-all of this fucking conversation, okay? Once again, he does more to help people than pretty much anyone else that I can think of. Every single year, every video that he makes, things like that, right? It's as if MrBeast was almost hopping on a trend and making a video based on something trending so that, you know, his business could benefit to a certain extent. I don't think that MrBeast or anyone on his staff gives a fuck about, you know, the inherent issues of capitalism that were pointed out by Squid Game. I think, once again, they wanted to make a video people enjoyed, okay? They keep saying shit like, oh, he's exploiting people. I'm not sure how he's exploiting people, considering everybody who was in that video was paid to a certain extent, I'm very sure of. And a lot of those people walked away with like at least $2,000. So I'm wondering how he's exploiting somebody by having them play a Squid Game recreation for 45 minutes, them being seen 100 million times on YouTube within 4 days, them getting $2,000 at least pretty much to show up and fucking record this with him, and one person walking away with $500,000. I would love to know how that's exploitation. If that's exploitation, hey, MrBeast, sign me the fuck up. Exploit me all day long, man. Shit, I'll come play a Squid Game recreation for an hour and a half for $2,000, you know? Fuck it, if that's exploitation, I would love to be exploited right now. What it really comes down to with a lot of these people, it seems like fucking jealousy. They're jealous that they don't have 80 million subscribers on YouTube, that they can't make a video that gets 100 million views in 4 fucking days, that they can't be the person winning $500,000 in a MrBeast video. You know, that a lot of these people, let's be real, they have pathetic fucking lives. That's why they spend all their time complaining on Twitter. Nobody crying about MrBeast making a Squid Game video for fucking the last 3 weeks since it got announced. None of these people can be happy. The arguments really just kind of boiled down to, well, he ignored everything that the show said and he's exploiting people. Yeah, he's exploiting people by hiring this big staff, feeding all of their fucking families with a paycheck, giving money to 400 or so people who participated, giving 100 million plus people a 25-minute free piece of content to enjoy, millions of dollars raised for charity, tens of millions of dollars every year if we want to get technical now, awareness socially for issues such as plastic buildup in the ocean, things like that, right? That's not good enough, man. Look at what this fucking asshole did. He made a YouTube video. Like, it gets annoying, man. It gets annoying seeing these things. As someone who enjoyed the video, I just want to go ahead and say, if you haven't seen it, honestly, I do recommend you check it out. It is a good video. It really just comes down to, it doesn't matter how much good you do for the world. It doesn't matter how much effort you put into actually fixing things. People on Twitter are still gonna fucking complain about it, so. With that being said though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below, and until my next video guys, this is Optimus, enjoying MrBeast, and signing out.